Guess what?
What?
Today I'm turning 40 years old. Two things. First of all, I am legally prohibited from ever wearing a baseball cap backwards again. The unwritten rule does say that doing anything passively cool beyond 40 years old is considered lame. And second of all, the average life expectancy of Canadian males is about 79.9 years. This means I'm actually 0.1 beyond the actual midway point of my life. I thought this would be a great moment to mark a pause, do a little introspection, take stock of who and where I am today as a human being, as well as to offer any younglings willing to listen out there my top 5 life lessons I've learned milling about this planet for 4 decades so far.
Okay, boomer.
Boomer? Dude, I'm Gen X. Suck it. Was that also lame? It was? My name is Simon. I'm a French-Canadian adventurer, world traveler, and hardcore life enthusiast. I'm inviting you to tag along on this never-ending quest to experience the good, the great, and the tastiest bits of life. It's true, ladies. I know, I am all the way past my physical prime. And everything that goes wrong from here on out is bound to be permanent. Every little aches, every sprained ankle, every weird pull at the small of my back is probably gonna follow me all the way to the grave. It is, they say, all downhill from here. However, from the vantage point of one currently standing on top of that hill, I also know that I am at absolute peak productivity as a human being right now. So my goal with this particular video is to help you, yes you, personal you, to shortcut some of the climbing as you reach the top of Mount Productivity sooner than I did and stay up there longer than I will. Lesson number 1. Read a lot. Non-fiction, novels, scientific papers, comics, mangas. Anything with tentacles does not count. Biographies, audiobooks count as well. Journals, articles, theorems, hell, you could even read the news, just as long as you read. Anything. Everything. Long-form literature is like a peloton for your brain. I mean, for real, reading actually makes you smarter. It trains you to tune out the noise, to pay attention. It gets you to pick up on subtleties, on nuances of emotions and thought.
Well, my brother has his sword, and I have my mind. And the mind needs books like a sword needs a whetstone.
Being generally well-read and having the ability to focus for an extended period of time has been by far my most valuable professional asset. I'm serious. There are literally no downside to reading. I always have 2 or 3 books going in parallel at any given moment. Thick-ass novel over here, biography about an interesting character over there, and of course, a non-fiction periodical about any given subject I find fascinating at the moment, like the golden age of sales, or maybe the 1883 explosion of Krakatoa. The loudest sound ever heard on planet Earth. You should read that stuff, it's super interesting. I might be slightly chubbier these days, but let me assure you, this brain still has a perfectly symmetrical, bulging 8-pack from all that brain peloton I'm doing. Go on, get reading. Today. Bonus tip, save a couple trees and get yourself a Kindle Paperwhite. You'll be grateful whenever you'll have to move those 500 plus books from Canada to Singapore and back again. God damn it. Lesson number 2. Travel as much as you can. I got my first proper shot at travel in 2006. I was 24 and very much in my prime.
Oh, baby.
When I joined my then girlfriend, now wife, and her family for a 1-week tropical bender on the South American coast of Venezuela. Y'all remember this guy, right? What was initially supposed to be a raunchy, erotic, booze-fueled tropical bender became a sobering face-to-face with the harsh realities of the world out there. From the airport to the towns, to the bus, to the ferry, to the hotel staff, everyone was worried, and for good reason. This trip forever burst the cozy, insular, and dare I say it, privileged French-Canadian bubble I grew up in. Ever since 2006, I have jumped at every and all opportunity to travel. I've learned a thing or three on every single trip, and I have grown immensely as a citizen of this planet. It teaches you about others, it thickens your skin, white though it may be, and in no uncertain terms, it lets you know exactly who you are and how much you can take. To quote the late great Anthony Bourdain, move across the ocean or simply across the river. Walk in someone else's shoes, or at least eat their food. That's a plus for everybody. He would know.
Jesus, man.
Bonus tip, don't wait for retirement. I've seen too many people get the doctor's note saying the only trip you're likely to make is to the chemotherapy wing. Travel is the province of young people, relatively speaking. Lesson number 3, heroes and mentors are overrated. They say you should never meet your heroes. Well, maybe Tom Hanks could live up to the hype, but I gotta tell you, Hulk Hogan was a real dick to me as a kid. That is all besides the point. I just want to warn you against casting your lot with someone you truly admire and want to emulate. Someone you can't wait to learn from.
Teach me.
In the many creative endeavors I've taken part over the years, I have seen too many talented people get taken advantage of by their coach, their sensei, their gurus, their goddamn mentors.
Yes, master.
That whole Mr. Miyagi-Daniel-san relationship works well on screen, but in actual real life, Daniel-san either gets his college fund emptied out,
No, I got the money out of my savings account. It's all taken care of.
Thank you.
or worse, he's got to show the nice lady from child services where did the old man touch him by pointing on a doll.
Close eye.
What are you doing?
Eye.
Ow, what are you doing?
Eye.
I'm not saying that all mentorship is bad. It's just a fair warning. By all means, study your idols. Pull all the knowledge you can from any and all sources, but do not dedicate yourself to the wise and all-knowing teachings of some master, sensei, guru, or mentor. That's just one of the harsh lessons you do not have to learn for yourself. Get in front of the line. Become your own teachers as much as you can, and you'll climb Mount Productivity much faster than any subservient pupil out there. Bonus tip, don't sleep with your coach, master, sensei, guru, or mentor. Ever. Life lesson number 4, do what you love what you do. Essentially what I'm saying is find a thing that no one would have to pay you for you to want to do it, and then find a way to earn a living doing that thing. Notice I did not say the thing you excel at. I said the thing you love doing the most. If you are one of the very lucky people in which those two things could align perfectly, then awesome. But for most people, including myself, these two things could be quite separate. I mean, the thing you love the most might require years and years of struggle before you become any decent at it. But here's the good news. The struggle doesn't matter because you love doing that thing. Earning less money doing the thing you love is a much better long-term solution to happiness than doing something you hate but earning a ton of money doing it. Shout out to all the Asian parents out there. But there it is, free of charge, the single most important secret for personal happiness in life.
I love this!
Bonus tip, find yourself a life partner who also do what they love and love what they do. Whew. Okay, that's 4 life lessons down, including the secret to personal happiness. You still with me? Because Grandpa's about to unveil the 5th and most important life lesson of them all. Plum pudding. Open your ears and mind, because this one gets a little preachy. Life lesson number 5. Become the protagonist in your own life story. Lots of people, perhaps even most people, cast themselves as extras in their own life stories. Do you know what I mean? Life just sort of happens around them. They kick back, they observe, they opine, they judge. But most of the time, they don't try all that hard. Now, that is a perfectly reasonable modern take on life. I do my share of it, you do too. But, and here comes the preachy part, life is not something that should happen around you. As a matter of fact, I would argue that life gets exponentially more interesting if it is something you actively seek, something you chase as hard and as far as you are willing to go. Man, I remember the day this lesson clicked in for me. First year into my career, I was still the new guy, quiet, reliable, professional, but let's be honest here. I was doing the absolute minimum amount of work that could get me from paycheck to paycheck, and I was staring at the wall clock, waiting to hit 4:30 so I could get out of Dodge, go home, and do absolutely nothing interesting all night long. That was me. The quiet professional. Maybe that's you. But then I got dumped by the first love of my life. Oh my God. Yep. Out of the blue, no warning. And among the reasons she gave me, I was getting too boring. Me? Boring? Say what? What? And so, on a whim, and in spite of my better judgment, I volunteered and stepped up to fill up that role that no one wanted.
I am Spartacus.
Right away, I became more engaged by the work. I started to put more thought into it, more thought into what I was doing, what the team overall was doing. I became better and better and better. The paycheck started to get fatter and fatter, and before I knew it, I had outgrown the company and needed to start making moves. And I started meeting a whole bunch of interesting people, including my wife. And that's where my story actually picks up. Got some kids, moved to Singapore for a year, started a very successful YouTube channel, came back to Canada, that channel absolutely tanked, turned 40 years old, and here we are today. No more Mr. Extra. Yeah. Perhaps that's a good life lesson I should pass on. Bonus tip, don't ever forget to... Go on, kids. Dismissed. Grandpa's done preaching for the day. Happy 40th birthday to me. Only 39.9 left to go. Much love to you. Peace out. Hey, wait a goddamn minute. Don't you forget to like and subscribe. You hear me?